team was so good. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Big week, Big Ben. We
That
got the Super Bowl on Sunday. We got NBA trade deadline. 48 hours away. I'm still talking about this Luka AD deal. And Bradley Beal and Jimmy Butler just don't really seem that important.
No, they don't, do they? No. In fact, they probably could get traded for each other. No one even noticed.
Yeah, I wouldn't even read the headline. We're going to start here.
Shoot.
Who are the only two players in the NBA who currently have a no trade clause?
LeBron.
Yeah.
And Jokic.
Oh, it is Bradley Beal.
Oh, man. Why?
He negotiated in with the Washington Wizards.
So that transfers to the other team that I got traded to? That makes no sense. So I have a no trade clause that transfers with me after I got traded?
He's got to approve a trade, but then when he goes to a new team, he gets that no trade clause still invoked in his contract. So a 31-year-old that is trying to get moved, you can't move him again. So you've got LeBron and Bradley Beal on the same playing field with a no trade clause. So here's what I want to do, Big Ben. I need your help this morning.
Okay.
I need you to help me decide who has the most untradeable contract in all of the big three sports. Baseball, basketball, and football. And we're going to start off with Bradley Beal in basketball. $110 million for the next 2 years. So that's $53 million and $57 million. And he's got a no trade clause, which he's got to waive. But then the new team gets the gift that keeps on giving, Bradley Beal, and his no trade clause. So that is the hardest contract in the NBA. Any questions?
Wait, you didn't let me choose from another one.
Well,
you're just claiming.
I'm going to give you two more, and then you choose.
Okay, go.
You can ask clarifying questions at any point.
I got my head's. I'm going.
Or you can pick someone who's not on the list too.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yep. Okay.
$93 million over 2 years. $46 million, $45 million.
Oof.
He just had an Achilles injury. He's got an ankle injury. A lot of stuff. He can't throw the ball. He can't read the pocket. He can't pick up coverages with blitz. He can't throw, and he can't win.
Yeah.
Now we're moving on to baseball. Anthony Rendon.
Oh, man.
$77 million, 2 years, 38.5, 38.5. It's even. He's played 51.5 games out of 160 games since he's been a Los Angeles Angel. That is 35.1% of the games he's played at $35 million. Those are the three people you have to choose from, or you can pick someone else.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to give Beal a pass just simply because he's on the court. Like that guy's playing.
Oh, okay.
He's playing. He's playing. He's out there. He's playing. There's at least some return on my investment. Deshaun Watson hasn't played. And he's in a position that is so vital to your team that if you waste money on it, you don't have any more in your pockets to go out and get another one. So thus you have DTR playing starting quarterback. He's not a starting. He's a starting quarterback in the internet or the XFL or something like that. He's a good starting quarterback on an XFL team, not on an NFL team. And then you have Rendon, who has come out and said, I just don't like playing baseball all that much anymore. But yet he's got to play the part. So I'll play in 60 games, a third of the games roughly that I'm being asked to play in. I'll probably fake an injury. I'll slip in the bathtub type thing. Rendon is the obvious answer.
Whoa.
Rendon is the obvious. You got a guy that doesn't even want to be out there. Like you're going to have to convince him.
I'm just saying most untradeable contract.
Right. So no team's going to want to trade for Rendon. The guy says, I don't want to play. What's he going to want to play over in the Bronx if he gets traded to the
$38 million really isn't that much in baseball anymore.
You're right. I mean, relative. Okay, yeah. You look at the relative salary cap to each team. But at least Beal's on the court. At least, Deshaun, given if he's healed up, you could probably go play for the, let's call it, who's really sub. You could go play for the Jets or something like that. I just don't think Rendon wants to be. I don't want that guy in my clubhouse. Some guy that's crocheting in between games or innings or whatever. Like that's a cancer. I don't want him on my team.
All right, so you're going Rendon.
Rendon.
That's fair. I want to go through Deshaun Watson. What's in his contract that you can actually void?
Okay.
So the Cleveland Browns can void his contract if an injury results in skydiving, hang gliding, rock or mountain climbing, racing of any kind, motorcycling, and any kind of off-road, all-terrain vehicle wrestling, boxing, professional wrestling, use of firearms.
Just
so do
professional.
you think the Cleveland Browns are taking out Google-sponsored ads, flooding his Gmail with skydiving, trying to convince him to do something? Hey, you should really go wet river rafting this weekend.
No, I'm thinking they're like they somehow they in the locker room or somewhere someone provokes him into some quote unquote professional wrestling, and then all of a sudden they got him in a figure 4 leg lock and he busts his tibia and then it's over, right? Null and void. Loopholes. I don't know how sneaky the Browns are in that regard, but I mean, Deshaun's hasn't made the best decisions in his life in terms of engaging in the community. So, what's your answer? I'm curious.
I think it's Bradley Beal. Because if he's got a no trade clause that another team will have, and he's 31 years old, getting $50 million. So let's say hypothetically he goes to the Heat or somewhere else, they can't move on from him
without his approval.
Without his approval. So like the other players can be traded. The other teams have to want him, but they can be traded. And even if you have an expiring contract and a no trade clause, it means nothing.
Yeah, but in this day and age in the NBA, like Beal's still an asset. He's playing, and some people like that expiring contract. Like that's an asset to some people. I get you. Yeah. I get you.
I guess we'll see where it goes because I think the trades are kind of at a pause because everyone wants to see what's going to happen with Jimmy Butler. He wants to go to the Suns, but the Suns can't find someone. They keep offering Bradley Beal and first-round draft picks. That's like someone offering me surf lessons. Like, I'm good. I don't surf. And these GMs don't want to ride the 31-year-old Bradley Beal wave. Hello and welcome to Big Ben and K-Win. Each week we broadcast live on No Filter. Audio podcasts, you can download, listen, subscribe, 5 stars, anywhere you get your podcasts. I'm K-Win, he's Big Ben. Tonight we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, three-peats, dynasties, maybe a little NBA, and much, much more. Where do you want to get started?
All right, I want to get started with Magic Mind. I actually went through 2 weeks of it. I'm through 2 weeks, and I want to tell you what happened during that time. I mean, I got a lot of things going on. School, new dad, but my tolerance level is high. The crying that used to just shiver my skin and have me just, on edge, no longer a problem with Magic Mind. School, all A's, boom, 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 and dissertations and anything needed, I'm able to pump it out. And I'm just clear. I'm easier. I pause now. I'm not so reactive. Just pause. I'm calmer. A lot of the great things within Magic Mind, just a small little vial. Again, I'm not chugging things throughout the day. 1 in the morning, I'm good to go. Magic Mind, I wouldn't call it has made me a magic mind. It's just a clear mind. It's a nice, good feeling. My brain, it's like my brain's getting massaged. And the kids aren't such a, hassle anymore. It's enjoyable. The day is more enjoyable with Magic Mind.
Magic Mind, it contributes to a healthy and balanced lifestyle. What you're talking about there, it's that clean, crisp energy. It's not spiky like caffeine. I love it. We think you're going to love it. You should check it out. It's all-day energy, and it also reduces stress. It's our secret weapon. Make it your secret weapon with our promo code. So go to magicmind.com/Big Ben K-Win 20. That's magicmind.com/Big Ben K-Win 20. And when you're checking out, make sure you use our promo code Big Ben K-Win 20. If you're watching this live or on demand, scan the QR code, check it out. Magic Mind. It's how we stay ahead of the competition.
All right, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A rematch of 2023 Super Bowl played in Glendale, Arizona, where
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Where? That's right. Just fact check that. Don't give me this. What? Where the Chiefs beat the Eagles 38-35 with a late Harrison Butker field goal. Will the game look at all the same, Gateway?
No, because the Eagles are going to win.
Ooh, tell me more.
You got to slow down Saquon Barkley. You know it's coming, but it's another thing to stop it. It's explosive plays. We saw it in the opening game in Brazil. We saw it against the Rams in the snow. We see it each and every week. He jumps over people forwards and backwards. And what's key about the Eagles offense is they have the two best offensive tackles in the league. They have the best offensive line in the league. So really they're blocking with their 5 offensive linemen. They don't need help. They don't need to chip. So Saquon's available in space as well as their receivers. So he's going to dominate the game with handoffs, with screens, and down the field. I just think this is it, Big Ben. The end of the Chiefs dynasty.
Oh, is it the end? Would it be the end if they lost? I think it's all predicated on what they do the next year. Like,
I'm just trying to will this into the universe.
So let me give you some data. Okay. Go back to the Super Bowl. The differentiator, you look across the stats for the Eagles and the Chiefs, the biggest difference between the two, the Eagles actually dominated time of possession, total yards. Here's the difference. They turned the ball over once. Nick Bolton returned it for a fumble or for a touchdown, if you remember that. Yeah. You look at what they did. The Eagles played an absolutely perfect NFC championship game. Conversely, the Redskins turned over 4 times, Eagles none. But here's the big difference. In that Super Bowl, the Eagles rushed it 32 times for 115 yards, only 3.5 yards a carry. So if you do that 3 times, maybe a first down. Saquon Barkley averaging 5.8 yards a carry this season.
Yeah.
So there's your new, what's the difference? You're right. Saquon's a big difference. Here's the only thing. I think about the Chiefs. They're pretty much the same team. I mean, you don't have Sky Moore, but you have Hollywood Brown. You have
interchangeable.
Chris Jones is probably the best defensive tackle in all of football.
It's a beast.
He's a beast. But where does he play? In the interior. Saquon's going to get outside the hashes and have himself a day, in my opinion. But what Saquon allows Jalen Hurts to do is not have to make big decisions.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Don't turn it over. Hopefully, there was pictures of him dressed in Michael Jordan's pleated khakis and lighting up a cigar. Like, I don't know if we need to do that, Jalen. It's the NFC title game. But I hope he's matured from the previous Super Bowl where he doesn't try to win it. That's my take. Chris Jones could be the X factor, but I think you don't have the rush ends that you need. Maybe you have the backers, the outside linebackers. They're going to be tested. Those outside linebackers and free safeties are going to be tested for the Chiefs.
So if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, it's a three-peat. Are they the greatest dynasty in all of sports?
In all of sports, all time.
All time. Well, while we've been alive. And I can run through
our generation. Let's talk about our generation. You got to say yes, right?
No.
What are my alternatives? Because everything's relative, right? What am I basing them against?
The Houston Comets went from 97 to 2000. Cynthia Cooper, three-peat.
Okay.
Yankees, 98 to 2000. Jeter, core 4. That's a great dynasty. Lakers, 2000 to 2002. Kobe and Shaq.
Okay.
But it's got to be the Bulls. Jordan did it twice. 91 to 93, 96 to 98. 2 three-peats. The Chiefs have 1. I'll give them 2A, but they're not better. They got to do it twice to be the greatest dynasty.
Okay. You have an argument. Here's my counter argument. Football, it hasn't been done before.
No, this is the first time.
This would be the first time. And there's a reason for that, right? To keep players around, keep players healthy, to create continuity. Football is really hard. A basketball team, you guys can you can take player friendly contracts, and you have a guy like Jordan, right, and then Pippen. It only takes 2 to 3 guys, as we've seen. Football's different. Like you got to have, Tom Brady led how many Super Bowls? 5 Super Bowls, 6 Super
7.
Bowls, 7 Super Bowls, 6 with the Pats. Like that's one guy and one coach in Belichick. I just think football's harder to do it relative to the other sports.
That's
Like
fair.
baseball, you can buy a franchise pretty well. Dodgers, for all intents and purposes, can win 7 in a row. We don't know that. It needs to play out, but
You're going Chiefs.
probably not. But I just want to. I just don't. I
No,
don't want to
it's a
counter
good
your
argument. I
argument.
didn't think of it that way. You're right.
Who do you think that you believe the Bulls are?
I would just go with the fact that they've done it twice, right?
Yeah,
Like they won 6 titles over what was like 8 years, I think, because Jordan left the game for 2 years. Like that's impressive run. We'll see what the Chiefs can do. I know it is harder to do in football. There's more parity in football, and there's more injury risk in football. There's non-guarantee contracts in football. There's so many more players on the offense and the defensive side. It is definitely harder to do it. But the Bulls did it twice.
there is probably some recency bias towards my theory, of course, in that you do forget that they did it twice and how dominant the Bulls were. Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? You got the Chiefs, or excuse me, the Eagles.
Let's go through it. Let's talk it through.
Okay, go.
If the Chiefs win, historic win, three-peat, only team to do it. Patrick Mahomes, 28. He's got 4 titles. Brady got 7. Brady did not get a title from 2005 to 2015, 10-year gap. Mahomes could catch Brady if he wins here.
I agree.
And the Chiefs have done it right. If you look at what they've done, they pay Mahomes, I think 3 offensive linemen, Kelsey and Chris Jones. Everyone else is a young player that's drafted around these stars. And they have Andy Reid, Hall of Fame coach. But the Eagles, Saquon could be more popular than Nick Foles.
Ooh.
The running back is back. Remember all that? We don't want to pay a running back. Saquon's holding out. Other people are holding out. The running back's back. And Jalen Hurts, you said it. I think it's going to come down to him. And all this talk, he's not elite. He's not tier 1. I agree. But Jalen Hurts with the Super Bowl before the other tier 1 elite quarterbacks like Burrow, Lamar, and Allen. And this Super Bowl saves Nick Sirianni's job. If they lose, I don't think they'll fire him. They win, I think they extend his career on a little bit more. With all that being said, anyone but the Chiefs. I'm going Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Saquon, Hurts. They've been here before. If you look at the personnel, like the talent, like the Eagles have a better overall roster. They have better overall skill players, and they have Saquon who could dominate the game despite what's going on. Hand the ball off, hit him. You got A.J. Brown. I got to go Eagles here in a close one.
I think it won't be quite the inverse of what we saw in 2023, but I think it will be to the point where we'll see the Chiefs. So the Chiefs scored 17 fourth quarter points in that Super Bowl to come back and win. I think we'll see them. I think we'll see the Chiefs attempt to do the same thing, or have it be necessary that they come back in the fourth quarter. Just fall short. Just fall a little short this year. You're right. The info, they have those little graphs, where they show the rooting interest of everyone. Like it's going to be red in Missouri and Kansas and green everywhere else. Everyone wants parity. No one wants to see a team three-peat. We want to see something different, new. But then you have all the Swifties that are going to be rooting hard for the Chiefs, so I forgot about them. I'm ready for
three-peat. I mean, this whole offseason, we can be talking about, what is it called, a 4-peat, a quad-peat? I don't even know what to call it. I I was gonna say, have we ever seen it? Well, Bill Russell, we weren't alive, won 8 straight. Can you imagine if Mahomes, Kelsey win 4 straight Super Bowls?
They're going to be the team you love to hate. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where the Dallas Cowboys got, right? In kind of that generational thing. They were around so much, winning so much, Aikman, Irving, and Smith, that they rubbed you the wrong way. And the Chiefs are starting to do that already.
Yeah.
Without Taylor Swift, they would no one would like him. Like
Yeah.
it'd be they
She's
would
helping.
she's helping for sure. You want to talk about your ultimate Super Bowl? It's
Yeah,
coming
let's hear
up.
it.
We're preparing, right?
Yeah.
What is it? So I went through this past weekend. You're always like, what am I going to do for the Super Bowl? Am I going to host? Am I going to go somewhere? Am I, what do I have time to do that? What are my circumstances that I have to do? Yeah. So for me personally, we're going to host this year, but very small, very small crew. There's going to be kids running around and so forth. But what do I make? What do I make throughout? What do I have prepared, or what do I want to eat throughout the day? All these things.
You have to have some kind of 7-layer dip.
You're a big dip guy.
Yeah. You got to have some prosciutto, some mozz, mozzarella cheese, maybe some celery and some veggies. There's some people that like to eat healthy during Super Bowl.
Celery.
You got to order pizza.
Yes.
I mean, that's a must.
I'm a big Papa Murphy's guy. I don't know if they have this in California, but Papa Murphy's is pre-made.
What's the difference between Papa Murphy's and Papa John's?
So Papa John's is you go to Papa John's for the garlic sauce, right? You get the garlic sauce with dip, and it's good. It's good. But the thing is with pre-made, they're pumping out so many orders. You don't know how fresh it is, or how long it's been sitting, and so forth, or how long you're going to wait to actually get it there. Papa Murphy's is pre-made. You just throw it in, love it, 425 degrees.
Wait, do you order online and pick it up?
Pick it up. It's pre-made.
Do they have variety?
Yes, great variety. Something called the Cowboy is the best. They have stuffed crust now. They have everything you'd ever want. Thin, deep, whatever you need. But you can kind of slow play these, right? One in the first half, one in the second. And then they give you something called monkey bread, which is like this robust cinnamon roll that's deconstructed with dipping, icing dippings. Oh, delicious.
You got to eat it warm?
Delicious. Yeah, you got to eat it warm. Or they can have eaten day old. They're still good. I mean, so my Super Bowl would look like this. Nachos coming in. I do like your idea of dip, grazing. Yeah. You got everything, a charcuterie board. Nachos is the main stag in that first part of the game. Then you have your dippers you can go to, whatever, throughout the game, just graze. And then pizza at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
That takes you into halftime. Halftime, maybe you have something like sliders or so forth, just to supplement. And then you get another pizza through the end of the game. And then you have that monkey bread and a couple different desserts to cap it off.
Okay.
It's
the only thing I would add in there is pigs in a blanket.
Ooh.
It's just a light snack. You can pop all day. You get some spicy mustard, get some ketchup.
Barbecue sauce.
I
agree with you. All right, I got it set up.
Maybe for the kiddos, some chicken tenders.
Ooh.
Chicken nuggets.
Dino nuggets.
Dino nuggets.
Dino nuggets. Yeah, dino nuggets for the kids.
What do you think about dessert on Super Bowl?
I told you about the monkey bread. I think that's good. I don't go ice cream because then I'm falling asleep.
Cupcakes.
Cupcakes are a little okay. I could
like the mini ones, right?
Yeah, I could do that.
Or cookies. You can't go wrong with cookies.
You can't go wrong with cookies. There's this. We're a big Trader Joe's family, and there's this coffee cake crumble something or other, cinnamon roll coffee cake crumble that we had the other day. Yeah. Delicious. We went through it in one night between 3 people. So that would probably be added to the Super Bowl menu. What are you doing?
We're going over to our friend's house, Ryan and Taylor, here in Hermosa Beach. We're making dip. We got to bring dip. 2 dips. We're doing, yeah. We're doing one that has all the cheese, then one just is a little lighter in case people are worried about their weight. Jen used to cook these little smokies, and then you would dip that in some kind of condiments, and then gotta have pizza.
Pizzas. What kind of pizza? Thin crust, deep dish?
It doesn't matter.
You're eating it.
You
No
just
matter
need
what.
options. You need some pepperoni. You need some sausage. You need some kind of veggie pizza.
There
Because
you
I
go.
like to, venture out during the first quarter.
You
The
need to get
Chiefs score a couple touchdowns. No more pepperoni. Hands off the pepperoni.
whatever's in the flow of the game.
Exactly.
You want to talk NBA?
Do we have time, or do you want to get out of here and do
No,
social
let's do a
media
little.
business?
Let's do a little NBA.
Okay.
Just finite amount of NBA.
All right.
What's left in the trade market?
First of all, I think you screwed me on our bet.
Why?
I didn't realize Luca hasn't played since like Christmas.
I told you he ate too much at Christmas.
There's going to be no
evil.
way I'm going to catch you in these wins, by the way. I hope you feel good about that
I
bet.
do. I
You
do
took advantage of
absolutely.
You know what? You took advantage of me, just like
Listen.
Rob Palinka
You've
took
won the last.
advantage of Nico Harrison.
You won the last 4 hats. Like I need a new hat. You can see from this one, it's all dingy. I need a new hat. I had to take it.
Back to NBA.
What's left on the table? Beal, Butler, De'Aaron Fox. By the way, can we? I do want to say this: the Spurs.
Look out.
I mean, you got De'Aaron Fox coming in to learn from CP3 with Victor Wembanyama, with some decent pieces in and around him. Like all of a sudden, that team. I wouldn't watch the Spurs without Wemby, I believe, last year.
Okay.
And you could tell they were okay. They had players, right? You think of like a guy like Jalen Williams, who you'd never heard of on OKC, and then he flourished. He's an all-star this year. Like Vasily is one of those guys where you're going to have one of those guys step up. And the Spurs didn't give up much in that trade. And they got De'Aaron Fox, who, I mean, the heir to CP3 in that, but he's a great pick and pop guy. He made Sabonis an all-star in Sacramento.
He's entering the prime of his career.
Yeah.
He's 27, 28.
I mean, that's you think back to who was their last great point guard outside of CP3, but he's only played a year with them? Tony Parker. Like he is a Tony Parker, probably with a little more scoring prowess. Yeah. And Victor is, your guy. He's different from everything. He's Wembanyama is a unique unicorn. But I think the Spurs, you gotta. I mean, if I'm a futures bet for the 2026-7 title, they're up there now. That trade.
Spurs, OKC, Houston, they've got the young talent.
Yeah.
You've got Fox paired with Wembanyama. You've got Stephen Castle out of UConn. He's a rookie. He's playing well. I think Keldon Johnson. They got the guy with the colored hair, Jeremy, can't think of his last name, from Baylor. They didn't give up any of their assets. And they have a lot of draft picks coming up too. So the Spurs are going to just continue to build. I love Fox just saying, like, I'm out of here. Look around the league. Who is going to be the face of the NBA and the best player? I'm going to go there now.
Yep.
Because in a couple of years, there won't be any room because everyone's going to hop on that Wemby trade.
Exactly. I love that trade for San Antonio, for a team that's small market, right? For all intents and purposes. I love teams that have where they're the only show in town. Like you look at OKC, you look at San Antonio. I think they're more. I mean, when you're the only show in town, people are coming to see you. There's all the discretionary income in that city is going towards watching entertainment like a basketball game. So good on the Spurs. Pop's still around. I mean, he's going to give you until he's, I don't know, they're wheeling him into a retirement home, but. I like the Spurs. I like the Thunder, and sure, give me the Rockets too. Give me Texas and Oklahoma for the next few years.
Let's add them to our jurisdiction.
Yes, roll them in. What other news do you got?
I mean, that's really it. Everyone's kind of waiting to see what the Warriors are going to do. Jimmy Butler says he won't sign an extension there, so Jimmy's out. LeBron's not going anywhere. I don't think they're going to trade for KD. Why would they have Steph, KD, and Draymond? That minimized their championship window to right now. I think the Warriors are going to do nothing. I don't think that they can do anything to help their team. The only other piece would be is what is OKC going to do? Potentially, they've talked about, I think it's Cam Thomas out of Brooklyn. I don't think you have to give up a whole lot to get him. And he is a contract that's not bloated. I think he could fit right in, shoot the three, play some D. But I guess we'll see. It's right now in the West. On paper, it's OKC's 1. I mean, I would go Dallas 2.
Yeah.
And then 3 is maybe the Nuggets just because they've got the Joker. I think the Rockets are great, but I think that they need the playoff experience. And it's so hard for them to score at the end of games that I think they could win a first round game, but I don't see them advancing further this year.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this thing up.
All right. Social media mentions. Oh, did you notice anything different on my text messages to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a new phone, so you know what that means? No more TikTok. I can't download the app. Therefore, I can't post on TikTok. So
No.
all of our social media mentions now have to come from YouTube, Instagram,
Okay.
and Threads. So
All right.
let
Well,
me start this off because it's a big
I got
Chiefs social media
I
mention.
got a crying kid.
I will go first. We have at Sunset Malaga 3683 on YouTube. In response to anyone but the Chiefs. Beat the Chiefs and the refs. Kind of like that. You gotta beat them both. You can't just beat one of them. And then we've got underscore crypto poppy. Actually, underscore crypto papa. Jokes aside, bet Taylor Swift over 60 yards next game. She's been paying out.
I like it. All right. Topic anyone but the Chiefs at Shannon Atkinson 9882 on YouTube, but it is the Chiefs. It's just the way it goes in the world though. For every person out there working hard and accomplishing goals, there's 10 assholes who want to take it away. It's how it's always been. Football is no different. Everyone enjoy the game and good luck taking it away from us. Wow. Very true, but I mean, I don't know about that take. Like, don't call me a-hole. That's rude. But I get his point. People love to hate the winners, right?
Yeah.
The way it is. And that's why people dislike us, I guess.
So if there's 10 assholes, we're 2 of them. Who are the other 8?
Yeah. We'll run into them at some point during the day.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Listen, we're not taking anything away from the Chiefs. We're not playing the football game. We're just rooting for the underdog.
Exactly. Let's go Philly. Let's go nachos. Let's go pizza. Let's go wings. We didn't even talk wings. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wings didn't even take it. All right. Let's get out of here. Big Ben K Win. Find us
Before we get out of here, make sure you check out Magic Mind. It's 20% off for a one-time purchase and 48% off the subscriptions if you use our promo code when you check out. So go to magicmind.com/BigBenKWin20. And that's 20% off for a one-time purchase and 48% off subscriptions. But when you check out, use our promo code BigBenKWin20. It is the mental performance shot. Mentally, it gets me prepared and ready for each and every day.
Boom. Great Sonics hat, by the way.
Great.
Best hat I've seen you have.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And also check us out online at BigBenKWin_. Download. Actually, why do I always say that? It's stuck in my repertoire. You don't need to download our social media. You need to like our social media, engage with us. Instagram, no more TikTok. Sorry, can't download it on my phone. Threads, Facebook, YouTube, and more.
Boom.
Boom.
Enjoy the Super Bowl
today.
You too. Later.
Get your order in so you don't like.
I got a crying kid.